Lately, I've had several experts in mental wellness on the podcast, and the health coach in me knows it's time to discuss the how behind the food mood connection, or nutrient mood connection, if you will. If you've tuned in to any of these episodes, you know that what you eat matters. It's not easy to know where to begin or what to focus on, especially when you're in the thick of mental illness symptoms, whatever label a professional gives them. Your body and brain need very specific nutrients to create neurotransmitters, enzymes, and function optimally so you can experience relief from your symptoms and experience mental wellness. Just like a car needs specific forms of fuel, not apple juice, to run well, your body and brain need specific nutrients to experience mental wellness. There are 8 nutrients in particular we know through studies that directly impact mental well-being, and then a few other nutrient-related processes that impact it as well. In this episode, I'll be sharing what the research to date is showing us, which foods contain these nutrients, and what that can look like in a day of eating. Welcome to the Therapeutic Food Solutions podcast. I'm your host, Marian Mitchell. I'm an integrative nutrition health coach, therapeutic diet expert, and founder of The Road to Living Whole. There are many different diets out there. It's hard to know which one is right for you with your chronic illness and autoimmune disease. In this podcast, I'm going to share with you the foundational pieces every single therapeutic diet out there shares, and also how to use the best one for your particular diagnosis. If you've been looking for a meal planning partner, help navigating the complicated healthcare system, and want to feel better quickly, I'm your girl. Grab your kombucha and notebook. Let's dive in. In my late teens and early 20s, I struggled greatly with depression. I was on medication that did help a little, but my body still wasn't getting what it needed to function well. I also had a host of other symptoms along with the depression that I was dealing with at the time. Changing my diet changed everything. I was able to get off of my depression medication, and over the next few years, all my other symptoms that I was struggling with improved greatly, and many of the symptoms went in remission and have not flared in years. What you eat matters. It is the foundation of all health or illness, depending on what you're eating. It's not everything, but it's the foundation that all other lifestyle modifications and medications build on. The best news is that you probably don't have to do anything extreme to experience relief. You simply need to understand the essential nutrients your body and brain require to function optimally. From what we can tell, mental illness at its root is inflammation in the brain. What causes this inflammation? As of the research at the time of this episode, there are 2 known root causes: unregulated blood sugar and nutrient deficiencies. And you don't have to be type 2 diabetic for your brain to experience major issues in functioning. Being pre-diabetic is enough to start damaging the cells and functions in your brain. What you eat matters. The high-carb standard American diet is harming the mental health of the people in this country. 60% of your calories should most definitely not be coming from carbohydrates. Having stable blood sugar all day long in the healthy range is an essential part of your mental wellness journey. The way to eat that keeps your blood sugar in the healthy range also happens to be anti-inflammatory, which is pretty cool. 2 birds, 1 stone. But before we get to the fun part, food, we need to talk about the nutrients essential for optimal brain function, which in turn helps alleviate mental illness symptoms and promote mental well-being. These nutrients are magnesium, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, zinc, iron, B vitamins, especially choline, B6, B12, and folate, probiotics, and protein. Why are these nutrients essential? My favorite question to ask and to know. Let's discuss them one by one. Magnesium. Magnesium is an essential mineral that plays a crucial role in pretty much every function in the body. And unfortunately, our soil is depleted, so it's really hard to get a sufficient amount without supplementation. What the research has showed us so far is that when it comes to mental health, it plays a beneficial role in managing the symptoms for depression and anxiety while mitigating symptoms for all forms of psychosis, including schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. When someone is deficient in magnesium, they may experience symptoms that look like depression, anxiety, agitation, fear, insomnia, and restlessness. Magnesium is thought to help regulate neurotransmitters by blunting the release of glutamate, an excitatory neurotransmitter, and promoting the release of GABA, an inhibitory transmitter. It is also a relaxing mineral. It dilates blood vessels, which increases oxygen to the cells and promotes rest and sleep. Omega-3 fatty acids. This is one of the most well-researched nutrients linked to mental health. Omega-3s are an essential fatty acid in the fact that the body cannot produce them and relies on getting them from food or supplement sources. They are critical for brain function and development. When a person is deficient in omega-3s, they are likely to exhibit symptoms of mood disorders. And once a person is consuming a sufficient amount, they are likely to experience mental well-being. Pretty interesting, right? So what do we know that they do? They help in the production and function of neurotransmitters while also lowering inflammation in the brain. Vitamin D. Research has shown us that vitamin D plays a significant role in mental health. It plays a role in various brain functions, including regulating mood, cognition, and neuroinflammation. It acts on the receptors in the brain, influences neurotransmitter production, and may play a role in protecting brain cells from damage. They believe deficiency could contribute to the symptoms of anxiety, depression, ADHD, and even schizophrenia. Supplementation enough to raise the numbers into the ideal range can alleviate the severity of symptoms. Zinc. Zinc is a newer mineral to the mental health scene. It has been found to be crucial for neurotransmitter synthesis and storage, modulation of neurotransmitter receptors, and their release into the synapse. It is also required for the process of generating new neurons called neurogenesis, which is important for brain development and ongoing brain function throughout our lives. Deficiency in zinc will obviously impact mood, increase irritability, depression symptoms, and symptoms of psychosis. Pharmaceutical drugs, daily alcohol use, and poor diet all play a role in zinc deficiency. Iron. Iron is essential for neurotransmitter synthesis and brain myelation. It is also essential for the basal ganglia to be able to process emotions properly. Deficiency is linked to an increased risk of depression, anxiety disorders, mood swings, and an inability to properly process and respond to emotional stimuli, intrusive thoughts, and contributes to the symptoms of other psychiatric conditions. B vitamins. These vitamins act as cofactors in the synthesis of neurotransmitters, are crucial for various cellular functions, maintain the health and proper functioning of the nervous system, maintain homocysteine levels, and energy production for the brain cells. Deficiencies can lead to symptoms of depression, anxiety, mood disorder, memory problems, ADHD, dyslexia, chronic fatigue, cognitive decline, and psychosis. Probiotics. You really wouldn't think that probiotics would impact mental health, but our microbiome directly impacts our brain and vice versa. There's something called the gut-brain axis, and probiotics influence this by affecting the production of neurotransmitters, especially serotonin and GABA, which play a crucial role in mood regulation. They also reduce inflammation in the body and brain by modulating the immune system and preventing leaky gut. There are strains that directly influence neurotransmitter levels as well. Lactobacillus and bifidobacteria directly affect dopamine and serotonin, and some strains have been shown to have an anti-anxiety effect. Research is just scratching the surface and learning what role our microbiome plays in our health, including brain health. But what we know is that a healthy microbiome is essential for mental and physical wellness. And last but not least, protein. Protein does so much more than bulk up bodybuilders. It's actually essential for your overall health, including mental health. Amino acids are essential for neurotransmitter synthesis, transmission of signals between nerve cells, contribute to the creation of enzymes, and other molecules crucial for cognitive tasks. Consuming adequate amounts of protein has been shown to reduce inflammation in the brain by supporting the immune system, promoting cellular repair, and helping to keep blood sugar stable, which protects our brain cells' energy levels. When the brain becomes insulin resistant, the cells don't get the fuel that they need to keep doing their job and become sluggish. This is a recipe for disaster when it comes to mental health. So this is what we know about these 8 essential nutrients and the crucial role they play in mental wellness. Now that we know why, let's talk about how to get them in a realistic and doable way. Are supplements a good idea? Talking to your doctor is the only way to know. But you can't out-supplement a poor diet. Whether you supplement or not, what you eat matters. And here's the secret. You want to eat 90% whole, real foods that come from the earth and only 10% ultra-processed foods. Yes, there are foods higher in these nutrients that you want to make sure you get several times a week and maybe even daily, but you don't have to only eat these foods. But what are the foods that contain these essential nutrients? Dark leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, legumes, nuts and seeds, animal proteins including red meat, pork, poultry, seafood, and shellfish, eggs, fermented foods, and dairy. This sounds easy enough until you go to the grocery store to buy all of these whole, real foods. And then again, when you get home and have to do something with them, especially if you've never really cooked with fresh ingredients before. Here's an example of what a day of eating could look like. Breakfast is a vegetable hash with 5 eggs cooked in butter. You can include broccoli, cauliflower, onion, garlic, tomatoes, and spinach in this hash. Potatoes would also make it really good. For lunch, you can have a large leafy green salad with a variety of vegetables, some nuts and seeds in there, topped with some cooked salmon and an olive oil and vinegar dressing with herbs in it. Afternoon snack could be veggies with hummus and a few almonds, or maybe full-fat yogurt with berries and seeds. Dinner is a steak with roasted zucchini and yellow squash, bell peppers, onion, sweet potatoes, and a side of sauerkraut. And dessert is berries with dark chocolate chips. Eating a diet that at its foundation is real food with at least 100 grams of animal protein, a variety of vegetables, and a dash of nuts and seeds in there, you're well on your way to giving your brain what it needs to function optimally. This in turn helps you feel good and be well on your way to mental wellness. Obviously, make sure your doctor knows what you are doing and stay in contact with them. If you're on any medication, work with your doctor before making any changes. Medication isn't evil. If you need it, and that's okay. It's not all or nothing. The goal is to give your body what it needs to function optimally and for you to feel good, to have the energy and mental clarity to live your life well and enjoy it. Quick recap before I end the episode. What you eat matters. Your brain needs certain nutrients to function optimally. The ones that we know right now from research are magnesium, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, zinc, iron, B vitamins, especially choline, B6, B12, and folate, probiotics, and protein. Enough protein, at least 100 grams a day, if not more. The best sources of these nutrients come from dark leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, legumes, nuts and seeds, animal proteins, eggs, fermented foods, and dairy. Being sure to include these in your daily diet is a really good idea for mental wellness. If you want help in figuring out what this can look like for you in your life right now, I would love to partner with you. I have so many resources to help you make the changes to your diet much easier. And this includes things like meal plans with recipes, shortcuts so you aren't living your life in the kitchen, tips and tricks to make cooking a breeze, and more. I want you to feel amazing in this life for as long as possible. That's the goal. I also want to make it as easy for you as possible to do so. You can learn more about me and my methods on my website, roadtolivingwhole.com. I'll have links for you in the show notes. And on the website, you can schedule a discovery call where we meet over Zoom and you can share what you have going on and I can share how I can help you reach your health goals. We all deserve mental wellness, whether we're struggling with things like fatigue, all the way up through psychosis. Nourishing our brains is essential for us to be able to thrive in this life. And a healthy diet is the foundation of all of it.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you found this episode helpful, would you do me a favor and help others find it by leaving a review, sharing a screenshot on social media, or sharing the link with a friend? By you sharing what you've learned, others are able to find this podcast and join our community. Be sure to check out my website, www.roadtolivingwhole.com, for over 160 delicious recipes, a variety of meal plans, and a blog packed full of even more healthy living tips. If you'd like to learn more about how to work with me as your coach, you can schedule a free consult through www.roadtolivinghole.com/health-coaching/. Until next time, friend. Bye.